Albania, a land of breathtaking landscapes, rich history, and chilling secrets. Beneath its ancient castles and silent ruins, tales of betrayal, sorrow, and vengeance linger in the shadows. Tonight, we journey into the heart of mystery. These are the top 15 most haunted places in Albania. But beware, not all who visit return unchanged. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and join our community of explorers, because this is just the beginning of the unknown. In this video, we journey deep into the heart of Albania, a land of ancient beauty and haunted secrets. From crumbling castles where ghosts still roam, to Cold War bunkers echoing with whispers of the past. We'll uncover 15 of the most terrifying places in the country, including cursed monasteries, abandoned villages, phantom ships, and more. These are stories pulled straight from local legends, chilling eyewitness accounts, and forgotten pages of history. So whether you're a skeptic or a true believer, prepare to be captivated, unsettled, and maybe even haunted. This is top 15 most haunted places in Albania, and it's not for the faint of heart. Number 1. Kalaja Rozafës, Shkodër. Our first destination is a towering fortress of Kalaja e Rozafës, perched high above the meeting point of 3 rivers in Shkodër. Built over 2,000 years ago, this castle is steeped in blood and sorrow. But it's the story of Rozafës, the young woman's sacrifice for the castle's survival, that cast the deepest shadow here. Legend tells us that no matter how much the brothers built during the day, the walls would crumble by night. A mysterious old man advised them that only by burying a living soul into the foundations could the fortress stand strong. They chose Rozafës, the youngest brother's wife, without her knowing. Loyal and kind, she agreed to be immured alive, but begged that a hole be left for her right eye to see her newborn child, her right breast to feed him, and her right foot and hand to soothe him. To this day, visitors speak of hearing soft cries carried by the wind around the fortress walls. Some claim to see the faint silhouette of a woman cradling an invisible child at sunset. Others feel an overwhelming sadness as they walk the ancient pathways. In the stillness of twilight, Rozafës' spirit may yet guard the castle she gave everything to protect. Number 2. Lëkurësi Sarandë, overlooking the glistening Ionian Sea. The crumbling stones of Lëkurësi castle hide more than just the scars of ancient battles. Built in the 16th century by Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent to protect against sea invaders, the fortress stood witness to centuries of bloodshed, sieges, and betrayals. Today, it's a popular spot for panoramic views and quiet dinners. But when the sun dips below the horizon, a different kind of visitor appears. Locals whisper shadowy figures pacing the battlements. Soldiers eternally doomed to patrol the castle, guarding a kingdom that no longer exists. Some tourists have described sudden cold spots on the warmest of nights, the sound of heavy boots on gravel, and the unsettling feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Others speak of strange orbs caught on camera, lights dancing across the ancient stones. Was it the screams of fallen soldiers that imprinted themselves into these walls? Or perhaps the restless spirits of betrayed warriors, seeking vengeance even in death? When the winds howl through the arches of Lëkurësi, they seem to carry ancient voices, voices that are not yet ready to be forgotten. Number 3. Porto Palermo Castle, Himarë. Further down the coast lies one of Albania's most isolated and haunting sites. Porto Palermo Castle, built by the infamous Ali Pasha of Ioannina in the early 19th century. This fortress sits on a small peninsula, surrounded on 3 sides by dark, turbulent waters. Legend says that Ali Pasha used the castle not only as a military base, but also as a personal prison. Here, enemies and traitors were imprisoned, tortured, and executed, their cries muffled by the thick stone walls. Some historians even whisper that the dungeons beneath the castle were a place of unspeakable horrors, with prisoners chained in darkness for months, only to disappear without a trace. Modern visitors report hearing whispers drifting up from the underground chambers. Some feel hands brush against them in the narrow, pitch-black tunnels, though no one else is nearby. One chilling encounter describes a visitor who captured a photograph of the empty courtyard. only to later discover a shadowy figure standing among the ruins, where none had stood before. Whether it's the tortured spirits of the past or the castle's own turbulent history, Porto Palermo continues to guard its secrets, and not all who seek answers find peace. Number 4. Butrint Archaeological Site. Among the silent ruins of Butrint, echoes of ancient civilizations still stir. Once a thriving Roman city, a jewel of the Byzantine Empire, and even a Venetian outpost, Butrint has seen thousands of years of human triumph and tragedy. As you walk the moss-covered paths past crumbling temples and sunken amphitheaters, it's not unusual to feel a strange presence, as if unseen eyes watch in the shadows of fallen columns. Some visitors have reported hearing faint applause in the empty theater, while others have captured fleeting glimpses of robed figures darting between ruined walls. Local folklore tells a cursed priestess, punish her betrayal, who still wanders the grounds at night, carrying a flickering torch. Her sorrowful moans are said to ripple across the misty marshes when the moon is high in Butrint. History refuses to stay silent, and if you listen closely, the stones themselves may whisper secrets of lives long extinguished. Number 5. The ghostly bunker of Gjirokastër. Buried beneath the picturesque city of Gjirokastër lies a sinister relic of Albania's communist era. A vast network of bunkers, built to withstand a nuclear apocalypse that never came. These concrete labyrinths, cold and suffocating, were designed to shelter thousands. But today, they shelter only shadows. Explorers recount hearing disembodied footsteps, whispering voices speaking in languages they don't recognize, and a chilling sensation of being followed, even when utterly alone. One legend speaks of an entire unit trapped underground during a training exercise gone wrong, their spirits doomed to wander the endless corridors. Some say the flickering lights aren't electrical faults. They're manifestations of something far older and angrier than the Cold War. Would you dare venture into these oppressive tunnels, where darkness has a weight and history bleeds through the walls? Number 6. The mystery of Patos-Marinza Oilfield. In the heart of Albania's oil belt lies the Patos-Marinza Oilfield, a vast industrial landscape scarred by decades of drilling. But something far older and darker seems to haunt this land. Workers whisper of phantom figures emerging from the thick mist that settles over the fields at dawn. Machinery malfunctions with no cause. Shadowy shapes dance between the rigs, just out of reach. Some say the earth here was cursed long before the first drop of oil was extracted, stained by blood from ancient wars. Others speak of underground spirits, disturbed by human greed, seeking vengeance, in a place where the ground itself seems alive, groaning, shifting, gasping. It's easy to believe you're not alone. As the drills pound into the earth, the past awakens and watches. Number 7. The haunting of Berat Castle. Rising majestically over the Osum River, Berat Castle is more than just a historical treasure. It's a living monument of centuries of whispered prayers, bloody battles, and lingering souls. Within its towering walls and winding alleys, stories abound of ghostly maidens seen wandering by moonlight, their translucent figures dissolving into the mist. Nighttime visitors often report strange lights flitting between the ancient houses, or the sound of heavy, armored footsteps where no living guard patrols. Some brave souls who dare to stay overnight inside the fortress walls have woken to find their belongings moved, eerie whispers in their ears, or cold hands grasping at their arms. Berat, the city of 1,000 windows, gazes down upon the living and the dead. Number 8. The phantom ship of Lake Skada. The calm surface of Lake Skada hides a legend that chills even the bravest fishermen. On misty mornings, when the fog clings low and the world seems adrift, a phantom ship is said to glide across the waters, silent and spectral. Witnesses describe a blackened hull, tattered sails, and ghostly sailors standing motionless on deck, staring with hollow eyes. Some say it is the cursed remains of a merchant vessel that sank centuries ago, its crew doomed to sail the lake forever as penance for their crimes. Those who encounter the ship are warned never to follow it, for many who did were never seen again. So if you find yourself at the shores of Lake Skada and see a ship where none should be, avert your eyes and pray it does not see you. Number 9. Sazan Island, the Forbidden Island. Off the coast of Laura lies Sazan Island, a place cloaked in mystery, secrecy, and fear. Once a heavily fortified military base during the Cold War, Sazan was strictly off-limits to civilians for decades. Now abandoned, its crumbling bunkers, deserted houses, and rotting docks feel frozen in time and eerily alive. Visitors recount unsettling experiences. Shadowy figures darting through the empty barracks, sudden gusts of icy wind on the hottest days, and the feeling of being watched within the ruins. Some say Soviet experiments left behind something more than just empty buildings, entities tied to the island, trapped between dimensions. The island itself seems to resist intrusion. Boats are mysteriously damaged. Radios pick up strange, undecipherable broadcasts. And a few who set foot on Sazan speak of horrific nightmares that linger for weeks after leaving. Is it the weight of history that haunts Sazan, or something far more sinister? Number 10. The Cursed Monastery of Ardenica. Hidden among olive groves and wild forests stands the ancient monastery of Ardenica, a place of worship, yes, but also of whispered curses. Built in the 13th century, this monastery has witnessed plagues, invasions, and betrayals, and some believe it has absorbed the anguish of all who have suffered within its walls. Pilgrims report visions of weeping monks, translucent and trembling in the candlelight. Others hear Gregorian chants rising from empty chapels, filling the corridors with a mournful, ghostly chorus. Local legend warns that certain relics kept within the monastery are cursed. Touching them invites endless misfortune. It is said that the stroke of midnight, the cloister itself comes alive, its stones breathing with sorrow, its shadows stretching longer than should be possible. Pray, if you visit Ardenica, that the ancient spirits recognize you as a guest and not an intruder. Number 11. The Haunted House of Tepelenë. In the remote hills near Tepelenë, locals avoid a crumbling stone house, a house that stood empty for over a century, yet somehow never feels uninhabited. Legends speak of a family that vanished without a trace one stormy night. No bodies were ever found. Only their terrified screams, echoing through the valley, were heard. To this day, passers-by hear wailing from within the house, and windows rattle violently with no wind. Flickering lights are seen at odd hours. Though the home has no electricity, some brave souls have entered, only to emerge moments later, pale and trembling, speaking of unseen hands grabbing at them, icy breath on their necks, and grotesque faces glimpsed in shattered mirrors. Locals call it a house of no return, because those who stay too long often fall ill or vanish into the mist. Number 12. Ali Pasha's Bridge, Gjirokastër. Ali Pasha, the ruthless Ottoman ruler, left behind many monuments and many curses. One of the strangest is Ali Pasha's Bridge, an ancient aqueduct spanning a lonely, rocky gorge near Gjirokastër. It is said that during its construction, countless workers perished from exhaustion and treachery. Their bodies were thrown into the ravine without ceremony. Now, travelers who dare cross the bridge at night speak of invisible hands shoving them toward the edge, ghostly sobs rising from the chasm below, and spectral figures standing silently in the mist. Some claim to see Ali Pasha himself, a dark figure cloaked in regal robes, inspecting his bridge even in death, ensuring no one forgets the blood price paid to build it. Will you be brave enough to cross when the mist is thick and the past comes calling? Number 13. Krujë Castle and the Whispering Walls. High on a rocky cliff, Krujë Castle has stood sentinel over Albania for centuries, a symbol of resilience, rebellion, and something far more unsettling. Locals believe the castle's ancient stones have a memory, whispering secrets to those who listen. Visitors tell of low murmuring voices swirling around them in empty corridors, a language long forgotten. Some describe chilling visions of armored knights bleeding from invisible wounds, reliving battles long lost to time. Others report being overcome with sudden terror, as if unseen eyes bore into their soul, judging them unworthy. And every now and then, someone vanishes for hours, only to reappear later, disoriented, confused, unable to recall where they have been within the castle's twisting maze. In Krujë, history is not a thing of the past. It's alive, and it remembers. Number 14. Dhërmi's forgotten churchyard. Tucked behind the idyllic beaches of Dhërmi, lies a hidden churchyard, overgrown and abandoned, a forgotten place, and perhaps intentionally so. The tiny gravestones lean at odd angles, cracked and half swallowed by the earth. Some bear no names, no dates, only faint, cryptic symbols. At dusk, locals warn not to walk the grounds. For those who do risk encountering the mourning woman, a shadowy figure in black, seen kneeling at unmarked graves, her sobs echoing through the silent fields. Witnesses describe the air growing thick, oppressive, as if the very ground pulls at their feet, urging them to stay forever. Those who hear her cries must flee immediately, lest they find themselves trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead. Number 15. The Ghost Village of Qeparo. Our final stop brings us to the abandoned village of Upper Qeparo, perched on the hills above the Ionian Sea, once alive with laughter and song. Today its crumbling homes, empty streets, and collapsed roofs whisper only silence. Locals tell of ghostly figures wandering the ruins, women in traditional dress carrying water jars, children giggling around invisible fires. Some claim the village's desertion wasn't entirely natural, that a terrible curse befell it, driving away all who lived there. Paranormal investigators report intense electromagnetic readings, sudden temperature drops, and strange photographs showing faces in the windows. Faces that were not seen with the naked eye. Qeparo is not merely abandoned. It waits. And perhaps, if you listen closely on a moonless night, you can still hear the villagers calling for someone to join them. Albania, a land of beauty, history, and restless spirits. Which of these haunted places would you dare to visit? Tell us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this chilling journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, some doors once opened can never be closed.